Happy Sunday, everybody. Paul from PB Sports Talk here. Yeah, it's Sunday. Normally, I don't get on Sunday, but I had to jump on today to talk about um, the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky yesterday and kicking off the season for the WNBA. Just share some of my thoughts about what we saw because it's just striking. Honestly, it's very striking. So you'll see on the screen there that I have the state of the NBA and I have sexualization, rivalry in the in marketing, and there's a clear uh, pattern here that we're seeing develop with the WNBA. So for 25 years, for those of you who don't know, and I think everybody knows this by now, but just in case, for 25 years, the 24 years, whatever it is, the WNBA has never showed a profit. The league is made up of 12 teams, and they've changed. Many have changed cities. It's changed hands. The NBA has had involvement in it, and it's been very, very difficult for the league to flourish. We're in an era now, and I said it yesterday on X that the league has been waiting 25 years for Caitlin Clark to appear. Their version of Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, this type of thing that could really bring eyeballs to the game. That is happening right now. What I see them trying to do is sexualize the girls to bring in a larger audience and a more male audience. That could backfire. To be honest with you, I don't know exactly how I feel about that. I'd love the merit of the game to stand on its own, the marketing of the game in a more traditional sense, whether your ladies or men, let the quality of the game speak, the competition of the game speak, continue to build in very good players, et cetera, like that. And Caitlin Clark is truly special because of the type of game that she has and her ability to shoot from everywhere on the court, score from everywhere on the court, incredible vision on the court. It's really what the league has been waiting for. That is not to take away from any of the other girls. And I'm gonna pop up the top 20 statistics, girls statistics from last year, the whole year as a whole. And there's a lot of quality players out there. But what we're seeing now with this Angel Reese is can be detrimental to the game. Uh, Angel Reese, simply put, as fair as I can be and as polite as I can be, is not very good. She has latched her wagon, so to say, or attached her wagon onto Caitlin, Caitlin Clark's, excuse me, popularity, and it has catapulted her into some fame. And as such, she, for the last basically 24 hours, has been the number one trending topic on X. Now, the manner in which she's going about this, people say rivalry. It's not a rivalry. Let's make that clear. She is not even in the top 20 in just about every statistical category, with the exception of rebounding. She has serious flaws in her game. She has awful crooked form in her shot. She has the absolute wrong attitude. I don't know if she's trying to be the villain of the league and try to, make her popularity that way. She's a bigger gal at 6'3", 165, so she's designed to be more down low and crash the boards, get rebounds and putbacks. And when she does that and focuses on that, she can do pretty well. She's trying to be, in my opinion, as a former coach, she's trying to be something she's not. She's trying to bring the ball up the floor. We saw that yesterday, and she's dribbling the ball literally up at her chin. It gets stolen, and it goes the other way for an easy bucket. Caitlin Clark, very simply put, is in her head. Now, so the Iowa and the LSU matchup in college and all of that started this whole thing. And now it's trying to be attempted to be transitioned into the pro game. Somebody said to me on X that this is league mandated, that the league is pushing for this. And I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that Angel Reese is the one who's pushing with this. I think what we saw her do yesterday, had it been anyone else that committed that foul, I don't think we see that response out of her, because it was Caitlin Clark and she turned around and realized it was her after she flopped. That's a hard foul, but it's a common foul. And she makes a big issue out of it. If it's anybody else, she doesn't make that issue. So I think she is exploiting this. I think that this is deliberate, it's intentional, and she's trying to become famous with her. The real truth is this. In yesterday's game, she was 5 of 14 with 5 turnovers and minus 20 on the floor. I believe she was an embarrassment to herself, to the team, and to the WNBA. Now, you could see that there's a design in how the girls are coming in and walking down the hallways that's being filmed prior to the game, and how they're dressed, and they go for a quick photo shoot. when you see Angel Reese do it versus a lot of what the others are doing, you can see what she's trying to do. She's trying to build fame. And I personally, this is a big statement, but that's fine. I personally think that she's attempting to uh, sensationalize or gain popularity through this Caitlin Clark vacuum and trying to sexualize herself, and she's having success doing that. Let's just be honest. But as this goes on, what I think we will see is it will fade, and it's probably going to fade pretty quickly. And when you see her demonstrate actions like that on the court yesterday, that's going to work in the reverse because people will see through it that it's inauthentic. It's not like a legitimate rivalry where she's equally talented. Somebody said that they are seeing a lot of bird magic comparisons. Bird Magic were the two best players in the league. Angel Reese isn't even in the top 40 in any category except for rebounds. In fact, she leads the league last year in turnovers at 5 a game, I believe it is. Let me actually pop this up right now because it is actually kind of striking. So let's look at 1 through 20. You do not see Angel Reese anywhere on this list. All right. Now, if we pulled up just rebounds, you would see her. But also, if we pulled up just turnovers, you would see her. I think she's very anxious to be in this top 20. She's not there. She's pushing it and forcing it. She's trying to be in the top 20 or in the top 10 or 5 popularity when she doesn't have the game to go with it. But the antics and the attitude and the sexualization and all of that, I think that she feels that there's an avenue and a pathway with which to do that. She is not Wilson. She's not Brianna Stewart. She's not literally not any of these girls. It's actually so the gap is so tremendous. And I don't think she's a worker in the sense of that she just wants to be great. I think she wants to be famous, and that's fine. But you can't be both. And this is a lot of the Shadur Sanders conversation that I've had on multiple videos. I don't know that football is his true love. I think being famous is his true love, and rapping and branding and marketing and jewelry and all of that. Very difficult to be a quarterback in the leader of 11 and not just one of 11 like his dad was. And there's only 32 of those in the world. So I think that this will expire. This whole nonsense with Angel Reese will expire unless she legitimately improves her game. Caitlin Clark, you see there is number 7, and her rookie season got banged up, and people didn't like the fame that she brought, though it brings attention to the game. And if she truly catapults to stardom as she is, that's good for the game. So there's two ways to look at it: embrace that, or you can resist that. I think that Angel Reese resists that for a number of different reasons, one of which I think is most there, and I really won't get into that right now. But Caitlin Clark and this popularity is good for all of them. If the game's revenue increases, if its popularity increases, if its viewership that increases, then that's good for everybody in the game. Let's make no mistake about it. But trying to make this MMA, Angel Reese, is not going to work. Knocking her all over the court, you know, if it's within the game, in the context of the game, that's fine. But what we saw last year is those were not game plays. Those were intentional to do that to her. And I don't care about race. I don't care black, white. I care about the merit of the game. If you are Aja Wilson and you're doing what you're doing, fantastic. If you're Nafisha Collier, fine. If you're Brianna Stewart, fine. It matters how you play the game. It matters how you work at the game. It matters how you respect the game. And it matters how you play as a teammate. I would also anticipate Angel Reese to demand a trade before too long because she's not on a very good team. Caitlin Clark, is on an improved team from last year. It's a much better team. They're definitely going to be in the running to do some major things in the playoffs. And I think Angel Reese is going to get left behind. Now I don't even like to talk like that, but that's the truth. She believes that she's somebody. I think that she's not. And she has a long way to go to even be mentioned into that conversation in terms of merit and ability, right? Basketball all around ability. Caitlin Clark can do everything on the floor. Okay. Angel Reese is extremely limited. There's fundamental flaws in her game. She is who she is, and she should focus on being great at that. She's trying to be something she's not, and that's where it gets exposed or it gets exploited by others, and then everyone can see right through the inauthentic nature of it. When Caitlin Clark's bringing the ball up, she's seeing the whole floor and she can get it in anybody's hands at any time, in stride, back doors, whatever it is. And then she has the ability to put the ball on the floor, get to the rack and one, or convert, or dish, or, get you backpedaling and then take a step back three from the logo if she wants. So you can hate her for that, or you can respect her for that. And if Reese is smart about this, she will embrace this instead of resist this. And trying to go at her yesterday and get up behind her, and Caitlin Clark's walking away, and then she says, in the post game, the refs made the call and they made the right call, and let's leave it there. And Caitlin Clark is the opposite and says that's a common foul. So the WNBA has something here, and if they're careful, they can really do some things with this. But if I'm the league, I'm talking to Angel Reese, not because of Caitlin Clark and the Golden Girl type of thing that some people view this as. That's not what I'm saying. Is Angel Reese isn't good enough to act like that, right? So if you just want to say Draymond Green, if she's the Draymond Green of women's basketball, Draymond Green is arguably one of the greatest defenders of all time. He's one of the best defenders of bigs of all time. Great assist guy. Can do lots of different things on the floor, all the dirty work and his extreme part aside. Angel Reese is not there. So there's no conversation in terms of, is she in this top 20? How good is she? It's just not even a conversation. It is not a rivalry in any way, shape, or form. It is not. And I don't think that she has the ability or the desire to work hard enough to do that. And that place was rocking yesterday. And if I'm the WNBA, I don't know the full TV schedule, but if I'm the WNBA, I try to get Caitlin Clark on every single game of the 40, if possible, as much of the 40 as possible, because she is the ticket to exposure. Men were commenting on it all day long yesterday, including myself. I have 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 impressions. I have hundreds of comments and likes. Okay. And it's actually men and women. And I'm a small player on X, very, very small. The big guys that have, 200,000 and 300,000 followers, people are invested into this. But Angel Reese will burn this down. If she's allowed to keep on doing this, it's going to hurt it. People say good PR, bad PR, any PR is good PR. This can hurt the game because it has never been profitable, and this is really not going to bring eyeballs. What will bring eyeballs is Caitlin Clark and others going at it head to head in pure ability, not this this hard fouls and this type of let me get in your face. That's not going to work. We have enough of that. We want to see quality basketball. We want to see girls go at it intensely in terms of competition, in terms of ability, like we see in men's sports. I give women all the credit in the world. I'm one of the biggest proponents of it. I coached for 9 years, and I say it to this day. Women are easier to coach than our men. They are sponges. They have the ability to retain information and execute and implement things on a quicker level than men, particularly at the younger level. So let's see it come through in its authentic way. Let it play out. Fill stadiums like this. Market your product. Do it obviously in a tasteful way, and let the merit and the quality of the game speak. If you do that, this has a high ceiling. If they don't go that direction, it will be more of the same, and this will fizzle. So let the players in that top 20, and hey, if you're outside that top 20, let them come up and let them battle it out on the court. All right. So this Angel Reese nonsense, people are going to get turned off by it. She's getting absolutely destroyed, which is never a good thing, right? You don't like trolls and things like that. But she has almost no benefactors, almost no one backing her on social. It's probably about 85 to 15%, 85% against her, 15% for. And it isn't even just Caitlin Clark. I think people are seeing through that she's just not that good, and that she's trying to do the rest of the stuff to gain fame. So I really, really like the possibilities here, and I hope they get this figured out, and I hope that they Don't over sexualize it too much. Let natural quality, merit based rivalries come through. Market that as such. Put Caitlin Clark on television every single game if you can. So I just had to get that all out there. That was crazy what we saw yesterday, and the league can't afford something like that in my opinion. So WNBA, the Fever. There's some other very solid teams. There's some really solid players. There black players, white players, long-term veterans, girls who are more newer to the scene. Let it go. Let it go. Don't sell race. Sell quality. Sell a great product. People will buy it if you do it that way. Don't oversell it. Don't over sexualize it. And somebody talk to Angel Reese and get her to stick to basketball. Because if she's trying to be, I mentioned the Charles Oakley of women's basketball, and a lot of people said Charles Oakley. I mean, at least the dude could shoot and things like that, and I agree, he could do that, but more of a that physical presence, that enforcer is what I meant by that. If that's her ticket, and they'll just run circles around her, and it'll end faster for her. So, anyways, that was fun yesterday, though. At least to see it was 30-point game or whatever it was, 35-point victory. It's apples and oranges in terms of quality of the two teams, and both teams weren't even healthy. So, if they were both healthy, it probably would have been worse. So, hopefully, we see quality basketball going forward. So, I wanted to share that with you, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday, and remember, hold someone, hug someone, love someone. Life is short. Talk to you soon, everybody. Bye bye now.